Hold on. Okay. There we go. I think we might be better now. I don't really know what to do with mobile. Okay. Hi, my name is Marissa. I am from Book with Marissa. I'm a little messy, little put together and tired, but we're here and we're doing it. So, hi. This is the first live I've ever done for this channel. It's exciting and scary because lives have always made me feel a little weird because I feel like sometimes I talk into the void and other times I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, we are here tonight to basically have a book hangout. So, like, I'm going to talk about books that I like and I've been reading recently, while also, I don't know if you can see, like, the sketch marks. I'm going to be painting over here, which I can talk about here. So, I have read the Dragons of Ember Hollow series by Tessa Hale. There are 3 books in this series. You have Twilight of Embers, and then you have Midnight of Ashes, and then you have Dawn of Flames. I did very recently make a podcast episode about this book series that you can find in my YouTube like home tab under podcast. If you just swipe over there, I only have one podcast. It's called The Spice Shelf, and you just click on that, and the most recent episode I think should show first. If it doesn't, you might have to scroll to the bottom. But just talks about Tessa Hale and this entire series. And I'm painting on my door. I love art. I like painting when I get the chance, and so today that's going to be the thing that I'm doing during this live. I'm so sorry if you can hear somebody in the background. It's my brother being him. Anyway, so then the other thing I wanted to talk about before I get started, sorry, I'm like a little discombobulated here. So the Book of Azrael. This is our book club book of the month, okay? So I have a book club called Between the Covers. It's hosted on bookclubs.com, which is a female-owned site. So sorry. And so it's really cool. And we started it for our March book, so it's our March book of the month. And it's really good so far. It took me a second to actually like get into it because you kind of seem like you're walking in on something that you don't really understand, and so your brain's kind of like, what's happening here? But then, I mean, this is a thick book, so you do assume like there's context, and there's lots of context. The main female character, her name's Diana, and she's like an immortal kind of thing. She used to be immortal. She's got a lot of power. She's got shape-shifting capabilities, fire capabilities, the ability to access people's memories through blood. I don't really know yet. I haven't read the entire thing, so I'm missing details, a lot of details. But that's what I have on her. And then the main male character, his name's Liam. What I know about him so far is he's a half god, half mortal situation, but he can't die, I guess. And his dad was like the king of something. There's a lot of different like realms and planets mentioned that I still am trying to wrap my head around, to be honest. But basically, this entire story talks about the Gods' War, and this is the aftermath of the Gods' War. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is our book club book of the month. If you are interested in joining our book club, feel free to click. There's a link in my bio called Book Clubs or Between the Covers. If you press that link, there is a questionnaire if you wish to join. It just has 3 questions. We are a spicy / smut reader club. And that's what my channel is mostly about, as well as we do smut and spice books. So if you're into that, excellent. We're probably a good match for you. If you're not into that, that's okay. We just ask that you don't, be mean or unkind, and just if that's not your thing, that's cool, just step away. So that's the housekeeping stuff. Let's get into the fun part of the night. So, if you're watching this on replay, let me know what's your current read right now. If you're in the book club, I know what your current read is. And if you're not, what's your current read? Who's your favorite author? Tell me anything you want about books. I'm going to show you my setup real quick because why not? Let me just, how do I do that? I don't know. This is something new and different for me, so we're figuring it out as we go. Let's go. Okay, let me press this button. Oh, okay. This camera is crappy, but we have my water here for my paint. We have all my paintbrushes, paper towels, towel for my floor, paper towel. This is like my paint thing, And to be honest, it has so much dried paint on it, but I'm trying to collect it so eventually I can like peel it off and have like a cool thing. This is my tub of paint. That's my water to stay hydrated because hydrated is important. I'm going to talk a lot, so a girl has got to keep her game up with her hydration. All right, so we're gonna plop you back in there, skeet you that way a little bit this way. Is that working? That's working. We don't really know if it's working. We're going with it. Okay, so hopefully I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I didn't really show you that. All right, hold on. All right, and let me just turn this around again. So this is the sketch. So these are dragons. And then this is like supposed to be a reflection. The sketch isn't super accurate. I'm gonna probably erase that or just paint over it and put the sun closer to like here. And then these are mountains. And this is all like water. And then down here is grass, a rock. And I recently had a cat pass and leave behind his partner. So I put him over here and her over here, just kind of like watching into sunset because while I love this book, I do want it to also represent my art style and also just like the recent loss I've had in my family. Oh my gosh, hey, hello. Thank you for commenting. I don't know how to say your name, but we're going to go with Rubali. Hello, how are you doing? Let me know what your favorite book is right now, what you're reading. We are currently painting. We're going to start painting here in a second. Hello. I'm so glad that you're here. I was like, okay, that's what I thought. And then I was like, I'm not sure. Nice. I'm glad you're here, Ray. I appreciate you very, very much. How are you doing tonight? Well, it might be morning for you. How are you this morning? I'm going to start getting my paint out. I know. I'm a little like nervous. I'm kind of like just here throwing things out there. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just, you're good. That's good. I'm glad. Have you read anything after Bully by Penelope Douglas? Are you rereading The God of Azrael? I know we talked about that, but I can't remember if you decided to or not. Try to figure out what colors I'm picking. Huh. Thank you so much. I'm like, I don't know. We're painting a thingy back here, and I'm trying to pick my colors. I think I'm gonna go with like pinks and yellows and like some kind of bright colors because we're basing it off of the cover. Oh my god. Ugh. The cover of this series. So like it's got like a lot of pinks and it's got blues and stuff. So we're trying to like do that. And I've been reading more about the Book of Azrael. I'm not that far in. I don't know. My bookmark's there and I have all of this left to do. Reading theoretically. Okay. All right. I read The Problematic Summer. Problematic Summer, and then I also read the other one, Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, and then I have to finish Bride. I started it and then I like stopped reading it. But I love Ali Hazelwood. She's pretty good. Are you enjoying that one so far? You love the colors? Okay, cool. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just painting them. I'm like, keep going with it. Putting some on my palette here. There we go. Yeah, you're loving it? Okay, cool. What's it? I'm assuming it's got like science vibes in it because I know that she's got a lot of books that kind of like revolve around science. Is that one of them? Or is it something else? Oh, and like, how's your day been? I know we talked briefly, but like, how's your day going? Is it going good? Going meh? How's it swimming? That's the phrase. Science, physics, and fake dating. Ooh. Fake dating tropes are always interesting. I'm never sure how they're gonna go. Is it good? Is it cringy so far? Because like I've had a couple fake dating ones that are like, day was boring, always in the house, not leaving. Yeah, I feel that. Well, and like where I live, I'm very rural. So like I don't have a lot going on outside my house, but like being trapped in the house all the time definitely can get boring and isolated and kind of like so I I get you on that. Hopefully you get to leave your house soon and do things. There we go. Alright, we got some colors in my pot. Oh, there you go. Alright, we got some yellow, pink, and purple. So we're starting with. She fake dated his older brother and he pays her, but there's no chemistry to him. Does she meet the older, hotter brother? Okay, that's new. I haven't heard a trope like that before. That's very interesting. And is the like why is she paying the no, why is he paying her? Wait. I'm so like you gotta give me more information about this. So like what's the like why is he paying her for the fake dating? And then like now like and where was his brother during all this? Like does he know that? Like okay, now I'm gonna need you to spill some details about this. She needs money. So people pay her. Oh, okay. So like this is like her business. Like this is how she's making money. Is he like not the first person she's done this with then? I mean, I would assume not if it's like her business, because like he knows later on. Okay. That's good. Communication is always important in books. That's not the right word. I always hate it. Like miscommunication always is like one of those things I'm like, not sure about. But good for her. I mean, you know, a woman's gotta hustle. Like, you gotta make money how you're making money. Period. Oof, this yellow is so light. I don't even know. And it's taking my pencil off. Miscommunication is the worst. Yes, they are. Like, I cannot stand many miscommunication tropes. Like, I can do. There was a book I read. It was for our book club. It was. Oh, it was like the Blooming Tide. I think it was the Blooming Tide. Blooming Tide, and paying my door. Thank you. I was like, so I moved into a new room recently. I was in a different room, and it was like the size of like you know how like people have some gigantic walk-in closets? Take that and take it like by half. Like I kind of had a closet of a room. I mean, I was appreciative, but like it was a small room. Recently my grandma passed, which is what it is. We're not like, but I got to take her room. So, bigger room. And I was like, "Hey mom, I really want to paint my door." And she's like, "Go for it." So, we're painting it book themed because how could I not, right? Like we're book people. How could I not do that? But yeah, no, the miscommunication is so bad. Like, the Blooming Tide we had to read for our book club. This guy was kind of like horrid because the main female character, she has ADHD. Like, she's diagnosed ADHD. She's on meds. She's had it like almost all her life, right? And this guy, he has a child who she's like helping take care of, and he like later in the story she brings up like, "Hey, I think your kid might have ADHD." And she purposely waited because she's not trying to like make him feel bad about having a child with ADHD or like make him, because he's like super defensive as a person, so he would take that as like, I'm doing my parenting wrong. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, I'm not big on like a kid being in the mix for romances. I'm really not. Like, I don't do surprise baby tropes. Ugh, can't do it. Like, it's not romantic to me, especially because a lot of the ways that people write surprise baby tropes, it's like, "Oh, I don't love you anymore because you have a baby. How did that happen?" We all know how babies are made, right? Like, yeah, there's there's so much. I know a dad with manly ego. Yes, 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 yes. And so this guy was like, he took her saying that his kid had ADHD as like an entire slight against him, and he was like, "I did nothing wrong. My child's not broken." And she's like, "I'm not saying your child is broken. I'm saying that he has ADHD and needs a different type of learning." And he was like, "Well." people with that kind of like diagnosis are never gonna be anything, they're never gonna amount to anything, they're gonna like fail as human beings and not contribute to society. And yes, exactly, daddy chill, period, yes. And she was like, well, dude, I have ADHD. How did you not know? He was like, oh, you do? And so then she's like, yeah, bitch, I do. And so she left, and then she got in a car accident. And then he met her at the car accident and was trying to calm her and be like, I got you, baby. I got you. I'm so sorry I said those things. And she's like, dude, I'm dying right now. And you feel like you get to come to me and like apologize? And no. It was like, I was so annoyed. I was even more annoyed because I felt like she took him back too quickly. Like a month had passed. And for some people, that may be long enough. I'm like, no, grovel. I've read books like Twisted Love by Anna, Anna, Anna Huang. I can't pronounce her name right, and I'm so sorry. But in that book, Alex Volkov yearns and begs for forgiveness for an entire year before Ava takes him back. This man only has to yearn and beg for a month after saying that stuff to her. Are you serious? I was so annoyed. I finished the book, but I was like, never again. Yeah. 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 I'm like, yearning and groveling is literally the entire point of fictional men because we don't get that in real life. Where is it? We need that in the fictional world. Like, yeah. Yeah. It's such a thing. I'm like, people, we need that. So that's my experience with the miscommunication trope or like saying the wrong things at the wrong time or just in general. It's pretty bad. I was like, dude, come on. Yes, right. Alex Volkov is so hot. I've reread that book like 3 times. Have you read all of the Twisted book series? Twisted books in the series? I can't decide like which one's my favorite. Like I really love Twisted Love. That's just such a classic. And then because I listed the Cool Tech Guy. Yeah, that's yeah. Period. Mm-hmm. Yes, all of them. Yeah, I liked Christian Harper the most. I think I can't reread his story, but I liked him the most out of all of the like boyfriends. I didn't mind not Bridgerton's, Bridget's story, but I don't know. Christian Harper was just hot. The thing I was annoyed by though, but this is a reader preference, is I was kind of sad. Like I get why she was upset when she found out that like Christian Harper had been keeping a file on her because like she had a stalker and that like made her really really scared. But I was like, oh, he's like keeping her safe. And so I read it so differently than the main female character read it. And so I was like, is something wrong with me? I mean, I'm sure there is, but like, I feel like that book just like validated that there's something wrong with me because I was expecting her to be like, oh, yay, even though her experience with stalkers hasn't been like positive. So that was my experience with that. It's a little questionable, but everything's questionable. So you know, is what it is. Where the guy buys a girl a phone because she was literally. Oh my god, yes, I remember that. Where it's like, do you not know how to text me? And it's like, you should have texted first. And so he buys her a phone. Yeah, that was crazy. Literally, yeah. Dark romance, girly for life. The problem is though, is like I can't handle too dark romance. Like, have you read Haunting Adelaide or Adeline or whatever her name is, and then the second book of that? Like, I can't. I could finish the first one, and then I couldn't finish the second one. It just had so much trauma in it. I was like, I cried like every chapter. I'm like, I can't do it. But I have a couple I really like, and it's I can't remember. It's in my bookshelf thing. But it's like it's like a darker version of have you heard of Neverland? Like that entire like Disney thing? Yeah. Yeah. It's like I just couldn't finish it. Like, I didn't mind the first book, but I did have trouble reading through it. I found my boundary when it came to dark romance, like in certain things. But then I have read 2 other books that are like way worse, but somehow I like better. I don't know why, but I can only read them once. Like, I'm not sure I could reread them. It's I have to be in it. Like, dark romance is such a mood. Okay, so with the whole essay but romanticized, I get why that's like become like the thing about it. The problem that people like aren't getting accurate on it, in my personal opinion, after reading book 1 and part of book 2, is there is a thing called CNC. Dark Romance traumatized you. Yes, yes, it did. It did. It traumatized me, but also like made me more intrigued. It's a problem. But with the Haunting Adelaide, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Zaid rapes, what is her name? Adelaide, duh. And that's not really what happens. Like, people don't realize that there's a thing called CNC, which is basically consensual non-consent, and it is an actual fantasy and kink for people, and people do actually have rape fantasies. That's not my thing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but like, that is a thing, and that's what happened in that book, in those books. But a lot of people just like don't understand that there was consent beforehand, and so a lot of people have been like, oh, it's rape, it's SA, it's this, it's that, it's this. In my opinion, that's not how I look at it, but I do know that there's a lot of people who've made that like the rumor mill. So I will just say that. I'll leave it at that. But yeah. But what's a dark romance book that you like? Are you a dark romance girly or not so much? Cause like I'm a mood dark romance reader. I can't read dark romance all the time. I can read tropes that are similar to dark romance, but it can't just be like straight dark romance. Otherwise I get like kind of sad. Didn't read if there was consent, then it's fine. Yeah, I think it really comes down to like personal preference. I know a lot of people who like dark romance but do stay away from like those kinds of kinks, if you will. I like, they're not my thing, so I do stay away from them because like I don't have an interest in it. Not very dark, but a little dark. I read mafia books, but not traumatizing ones. That's fair. Like, I read a couple. Oh, I don't have a physical copy of it, but there was a book I read. I was like, no, this is actually rape. Like, it wasn't, it was not consensual at all. And like, the author was like trying to, it was like actually a problem. And it was on some reading app on my phone. And I was like, can I report this story? Like, it was pretty bad. And I don't know what that author thought she was doing, but I was kind of like, girl, go to therapy. I feel like you have unresolved trauma and don't make us go through it. Like, it was it was a mafia romance, and this guy took this woman basically as payment because like that's one of the tropes in mafia, right? So it started out kind of like normal. And then then it was like somehow he knew her or something, and he like followed her all the time, which again, not I don't really have a big problem with. Stalker romances, I don't have a big problem with. The problem though was when he had her, he like would continue to coerce her into trying to have sex with him, and it just like he basically forced her. Like, it was not great. While I read a book called Insatiable and Girl Was Hooked, it was very, very dark and it was good. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Do you remember who the author was? And if it's okay if you don't, I will figure it out. But that does sound interesting. I will have to add it to my long TBR. I have too many books on there. My paint is so light. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to like do layers. I think I need some black paint too. I have enough. It's okay, I check interviews. Oh hell no. Fair. Memory is memory. Oh god. So since you know I'm painting, I do have to know, are you into art? Are you a painter? Are you an artist? Or you kind of just like to admire other people's art are you like, I know you do write stories, like short stories. Do you do any other kinds of art? Are you singular? How do you do your art, girl? Tell me. It's by Lee Rivers. Okay, I've heard of her before. I will definitely keep that in mind. You give me such good book suggestions. It's insane. I've gotten so many from you. And I mean, the book we're reading for our book club, by the way, for people who are watching this on replay, was suggested by Ray. You have zero drawing skills. Oh no, I totally feel that. Like, I've posted a few drawing stuff like on my stories on Instagram, which you've seen, but like that took years. Like, I've never been one to consider myself an artist, but that was also because like other people, whenever they would see my art, would be like, "Oh, that's not really art," and I'm like, "Excuse me," like they just like didn't appreciate what I was doing, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, guess it's not art, I guess." Yeah, no, I feel you on the drawing skill. It's it's one of those things that sometimes I'm like, okay, you're either born with it or you're not. Try to make bookmarks and drawings that did had. Okay, but those bookmarks were so good. I don't even care how you did them. All right, they're yours. They're your art. I loved them. Oh my god, they were so pretty. Because you did like a tortured poets one, right? And then I know you did a couple, and they were so good. Just give them the middle finger. Yeah, I had to almost do that to somebody today. It had nothing to do with my art. Do you care if I tell you a story about an old dude who I had to like clap back at? Because I have a story for you if you want to hear it. It was insane. I was like, what the actual heck, dude? Ugh. Sorry, my legs. The cat one, too. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I will tell you. All right, so I go to the gym on like Thursdays and Fridays. And about 2 months ago, there was this old guy who. So I play pickleball. It's a weird sport. I like the sport. It's a little odd, but I do play pickleball and like work out in the gym. For context, one of the husbands of the women who plays pickleball sits and just like watches people play pickleball and like talks with people and does all of this stuff, right? He's just chilling, okay? Minding his business, right? I'm minding my business. We've talked to each other a few times, like we're chill. And then out of the blue, 2 months ago, he's like, "You should stop working out because you're gonna lose your female figure. And I don't like it when women get too many muscles." Like literally, that's what he said to me. And I was in my mind thinking my fictional man would never. Yeah. Pickleball. Yes. Okay, you used to play volleyball. All right. I thought about playing volleyball and then the team that I could play with, yeah, what the fuck, right? The team that I thought about playing volleyball with was like all of the clique was like a girl thing. So I was like, maybe not for me, but volleyball is really fun. I heard beach volleyball is also fun. So that was 2 months ago. Him saying all of that. Yeah, right? Valid reaction. What the actual, all of that, right? So then he went on like a trip vacation to Florida for about a month with his wife. So I didn't see them for about a month. Well, they're back. Yay. And he's been back for 2, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a week. I don't know. Time's weird lately. But we haven't talked. I purposely avoid him. Like, I mind my business because I just don't feel like having a conversation. I've been doing great at it. Till today. I was in the gym, minding my business, right? I finished doing my like jumping exercise and I was wiping down my box. Yeah, I was so proud of myself though. Okay, I'm getting there, I promise. And I was wiping down my box and he comes over to me and first of all, he says the wrong name and I'm pretty sure it was on purpose. He's like, "Melissa?" And I was like, first of all, it's Marissa. I corrected him. I was like, "You will say my name correctly, sir." He didn't correct himself, but I did say my name. And he like disregarded that and then was like, "So you look pretty tired. Sure gonna have anything left to play pickleball after this?" And I was like, yeah, sure I will. And then he was like, I don't think so. You just look so tired. And I literally was like, please don't tell me about my capabilities. Thank you. And then went back to my business. I was pretty proud of myself because I was like, you know what? I stood up for myself and you're weird. So that's my story for you today on why we love fictional men better than real ones. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, it was pretty rough. I'm not even gonna lie. It's ridiculous. People are just so people-y. I don't even know. Bro, weird, go to your wife, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, the first time he said anything to me about, like, with his comment 2 months ago, I was like, yes, our fictional men would never. They worship their women. They're not gaslighting us or making weird comments about our bodies. So weird. I will never understand how men have the audacity that they do. Yeah. You are so right. There is no way she's happy. She does kind of look sad every time I see her. Not gonna lie. She does look a little sad. So, I don't know. But that's my lovely story for you today on that. And I know it was super, super fun. Yep. It was so amazing. I don't even know. People are just so people-y. I'm just like, how is it that men can have this audacity, right? They have this audacity in real life to do these things. And yet we feel like we can't say anything about it. Like, it's so ingrained, especially in women, like young all the way up until like we're old and dying, that we are just supposed to sit there and listen to whatever comes out their mouth. And regardless of whether it crosses our boundaries or makes us feel bad or is inappropriate, and we're just supposed to like take it. And I'm like, this is why women love fictional men, because they don't make us feel this way. We don't feel small. We feel safe and protected and seen and heard and valued. Yeah, it's it's a real frustration because I'm just like, how is it that I can get all the love I want from fiction and yet it rarely turns into reality? Yeah. Uh-huh. That's how I feel about that. Same with like fictional girlfriends. I don't talk about them as much, but the same thing is valid. Like, sometimes fictional women are also better than real life women. I find that too. And I'm like, maybe humanity just has an issue. Cha-ching. This is not looking the same as the top and the bottom, but that's okay. We don't know what we're doing over here. Kind of just playing it by ear. I almost never know what I'm doing when I'm painting. Like, to be honest, it's always something a little different every time. Oh, all right. We're painting around my cats at the moment. Anyway, so, life is lifing. Books are booking. How one of the things I'm always curious is, how long is your to be read list? Like, do you have a lot of books on your wish list that you want to read or that you want to buy? Because like, I know I do, and they're always saved in like a collection on my Instagram. Do you ever like save a bunch of stuff into your Instagram collections, or like, how do you, or are you like more on Goodreads? I'm on Goodreads too, but I kind of suck at being over there, I'm not gonna lie. This is looking like mud. I don't even know what to do with that. So many books on the list and Goodreads and on your notes app and on Insta. Okay, you got like everywhere you're saving stuff. Fair enough. What's your top book you want to read? Like, and you haven't read it yet, but like you really want to read it. Like what's your top book? Cuz I have one. It's by KM, oh gosh, Moranova, I think. You want to read a book about women love women, they're witches. Yes, I have there's a book on my list that has three women and it's a vampire risk thing and yeah, it's on my list. It's between three women and I'm very like excited when I finally get the chance to read it. So yeah, no, I feel that on this that yeah. I'm excited. I do have a book I haven't read yet. Called Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I don't know if you've read that or not. It's one of the first books I actually like physical copy have of a women's love story. I've read webtoons and some manga stuff about women love, and those were really good. And then I haven't read actual physical copies yet, which is kind of crazy that I haven't, but I haven't. And so that's my first one. But I haven't read it yet because I've had other books I've had to like finish. I hate leaving books unfinished. It is a pet peeve of mine unless I hated the book. So I'm trying to finish my books. Plus I'm reading our book club book and I haven't had time yet. But when I do finally get time, I'm reading that book because I'm super excited about it. Period. So yeah. This painting is not going well, Rose. It looks like mud. Wow. That's something. I don't even know what to do with that. Alright, well, that's our first layer. We're gonna have to let that dry, because wow. Finish the Flown. You want to read Fourth Wing and finish the Glass of Thorns series. Okay, so Fourth Wing, right? I've never read that. I have a video coming about this at some point. I've never read Fourth Wing. Like, I have so many feelings about it. Mostly because, like, it's been suggested to me a couple times by other people, but, like, why do you like the book? And then it's just like, oh, I like it because of this. And then sometimes I feel like people just like it because it's popular, so I'm always like, is it good or is it good only because it's popular? Like, my brain has a moment with things that are like popular, and so I'm like, is it gonna be good? But I do want to read that eventually as well. So if you beat me to it, let me know like the details, and then I will read it if you like it. That's my deal for you. Throne of Glass series. I've heard many mixed reviews about that one. I haven't read it. I don't actually entirely know what it's about. Is that the one that's got like 6 or 7 books about the same people? Has dragons. Yes, I know. I love anything with like fantasy. I love, which is funny because I don't really have a lot of fantasy books, but I do love dragons. Have you read, I actually have them with me. It's how we started here. Have you read the Dragons of Ember Hollow series? It's got 3 books. It's all about dragons. Like, in terms of, they're not riding, like, they are the dragons. And there's fated mates. Tessa Hale wrote this. She's writes from like 6 different point of views because there's 5 mates and 1 female main lead, and the female main lead's name is Hayden, and she's like a very rare dragon, and but she doesn't know it. And so it's kind of, if I'm being very honest, like, I liked the idea of the story and the fantasy elements, but I will also say that it's not necessarily written in a way that's super enticing. And by that, I mean, like, I'm trying to say this nicely because I really love the stories and I love the author, so I'm not trying to, like, offend anybody with it, but it has a very, like, 6th grade level writing. It repeats a lot of the same sentences and words and, like, plot points. Oh man, is it lagging? I'm sorry. That's not fun. I don't know what to do. It might be because I'm on here for so long. We've been going for 40 minutes. All right. Well, I will just repeat what I said. I don't know if that will help or not. But basically I like the story, but it definitely has writing that's not like super. Okay. Yeah. So this book is great. It's got 6 total like main characters. There's 5 male mates, and then there's 1 female mate. And the female mate is, her name's Hayden. She finds out she's a rare dragon, but she doesn't know that at the beginning of this book. And her mates figure out that she's a dragon. Yeah. And the author Tessa Hale writes from all 6 point of views, so you get to see everybody's like thinking and feelings. There's enemies to lovers a little bit. There's friends to lovers. There's age gaps. Yeah, it's a really good story. Like, I do like the story. I like the idea. I like the plot points. I will say, while I do love all of that, I just want to like, give you a fair warning. The writing itself, like the way the words and sentences are structured, are very simple. Like, it's not super, like, they use the same kind of details over and over again, but I still love the book. Still a great story. So I just did want to let you know, because like I wasn't expecting it that way. But if you're good with like simple, then it's still good. And there's 3 books. There's Twilight of Embers. Yes, basically, yeah. Correct. Like, bad writing but good story. Yeah. And I feel bad saying that because I really love the story. I really like the author, but I would agree, like, bad writing but good story. And so yeah, and I actually did an entire like podcast episode about it that goes in depth. So if you ever want to check that out, it's under my podcast tab on YouTube, and it's in the Spice Shelf podcast, so you can check that out whenever you feel like it. It's pre-recorded. I will answer your comments, but yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm saying yeah a lot, but I agree. So that's what I got on that. Cool. Yeah, I'm hoping that'll give you a better understanding. I sometimes suck at being specific with my reviews, but I do think I definitely did better on that one. Yes! Oh my god, Blood of Hercules is so good. I could talk about that book all day. I love Blood of Hercules. Have you read the second one, Bonds of Hercules? I need her to come out with the third one. Like, quickly. Yeah. I've read Psycho Shifters. I need to read the rest of that series, but it wasn't bad. Like, I didn't mind it. It just, I feel like I could definitely see her progression from like Psycho Shifters to Blood of Hercules. So like reading Blood of Hercules first in terms of the writing style, like it was very similar, but it definitely felt way more amped up compared to her Psycho Shifters. Oh, I totally get that. I know, getting busy, the audacity of having to like do stuff and not be able to read books is insane. I feel like it should be illegal. Like, why can't we just read all day? Like, just, yeah. It was so good. I loved it. I love, like, those are my favorite book boyfriends ever. Like, I love Charon. I think that's how you say his name. Charon. I don't freaking know. But Augustus, like, I love them. I cannot wait for their 3rd book because it's going to be insane. Like, period. I'm so excited. Oh my god. She did, Jasmine came out with Azrael, blow my mind. Okay, that's definitely an interesting, that makes sense on how you would go from the Book of Azrael to Blood of Hercules, because like they do have similar themes of like, ruins, different kinds of worlds, gods, monsters, like that does make sense how you would get there. Yeah, no, I can see this as I'm starting to read the Book of Azrael, I can definitely see the similarities between some of that world building, I guess is the right word for that. Yeah, I know. I love that book. I love Bonds of Hercules. I think those are the only 3 books I've read by her, which is all of that and then Psycho Shifters. And she apparently came out with another book in the Psycho Shifters series. I think it was the Psycho Fae. I don't know. I get confused. I know, he's so green right now. I'm like, I finally got to, okay, don't spoil too much for me, but I did finally get to the scene where they meet. Like, Diana and Liam finally meet, and they have, like, that little battle situation, and he cuts off his arm. I stopped there. And so, it cuts off her arm, so I stopped there. So I'm like, they finally met each other, and it's so exciting. Like, yes! Ah! It's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited. I literally was, like, reading it in my car, and I got to the point where they met, and I was like, I literally giggled and went like this in the car, and my mom's so used to me, like, being myself with my books that she just didn't even flinch, and she must have known that I was having, like, a moment, because I was like, yes! I know! It's just so exciting. I'm like, ah! It's the most exciting thing ever. Like, it genuinely is. And I feel like so many people don't know how exciting it is when you read books like this and then the characters finally meet. Because you get so much context of, like, Diana's life and Liam's life, and then they just connect. Yeah, I love my mom. We're, like, best friends. But, you know, she's my mom and I'm her kid. But we definitely have a decent relationship, which I'm super happy about. Because, like, literally anytime I read, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm reading. Don't talk to me. And they're like, okay. And then 2 seconds later, they will be like, so, Marissa. And I'm like, what did I just say? But we're good. They don't care that I read what I read. And so it's very nice. I know that not everybody's fortunate with that. So I appreciate that I am. And I wish that for everybody else as well. But yeah, okay. The next question I have, though, is what was your first, like, spicy book that you read? Because the first one I read apparently got a lot of hate from, and I, like, didn't know it was hateful. Like, I didn't know it was a thing to hate on until, like, a year later. And it was Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I don't know if you've heard about all the Colleen Hoover drama, but, like, there's a lot. And she's involved in so much drama that she actually, like, retired from writing because of it. And part of it was because of the movie that came out based on one of her books and that entire scandal and drama between the two people. Sweetest Oblivion. Okay. Cool. Love it. I love it. I know so many people hate Colleen Hoover, and I genuinely, like, I was 15, okay? So imagine just a 15-year-old kid trying to find a book that she was into, because I hadn't read spicy books up until, like, that time, okay? And I know there's a thing with, like, age and spice books. We're gonna ignore that, okay? And so I didn't do research, and I was like, I'm just gonna pick a random one up at Sam's Club, which is just, like, a grocery store. It's not even a bookstore, it's just a grocery store. And they have a book section, though. And so I just grabbed that one, and I was like, oh, this is actually good. Yeah. I did. Problem is I liked the idea of the book, those two books, but, like, I was in denial for a little bit. But after kind of reflecting on it, like, that's not how an abuser would really react to that kind of, like, situation. Like, that's just not how it would really work in real life. Like, most abusers, when you're holding, it doesn't, like, I'm trying to explain because my brain is having a moment. Yeah, the idea was knives. Yes, the good boyfriend personality, like, yeah. It was a really good idea because I think some people don't understand, like, how much domestic abuse really impacts people, and, like, it actually is a big issue. And I love that she didn't fall in love with that, like, truly. Like, we do have some books out here where there's literal domestic violence and they're like, oh, this is great. So it was nice to see that she was like, no, this isn't good. But
the end of It Ends With Us, where she's in the hospital holding her baby and she's looking at whatever his name is and is like, yeah, I want a divorce. And he's just calmly like, no, I don't want to do that. And then like walks away or whatever. Like, that's just not, like, abusers don't really, like, that's just not how that works. And so a lot of people had an issue with that. My issue with them having an issue with that, though, was like, if you didn't read the book, then you wouldn't understand why that happens in the movie. It all is a little like, yeah, it's just the book world into movie world is one of those most one of the most controversial things ever, I swear, because like they all have their controversies on their own. But then when you try to make a book into a movie, her forgive him. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, I do think we have a lot of writers out here who are like, oh yeah, she's just gonna forgive him because it makes her feel good, and I'm just like, no, make him suffer. Yeah, the movie was another story. I was so like, because I had read both those books on repeat. I personally like those books. And then we watched the movie. Like, I wasn't they kept it pretty accurate. Except for the fact, like, when we did see those scenes where she was like, getting into the situation where there technically was abuse, the first time you saw the scene, they didn't show the abuse. And so my family, who hadn't read the books, were like, wait, I thought this was supposed to be about domestic violence. And I'm like, it is. So I don't know why, like, this isn't what happened. And then we do finally see what the scenes were. But I feel like they didn't in the movie hit hard, like, how much domestic violence there actually was and what that really was like. Even though, like, yeah. So, yeah, books into movies is just one of those things that's always a little weird. Because it's also weird because, like, yeah, probably, yeah, they didn't show the abuse and they didn't make it look bad. Yeah, like, I feel like they really left all of that kind of abuse and emotion to, like, the very, like, end, which was kind of crazy to me because I was just like, what? What are you talking about? This happened the entire time. So, yeah, no, that was not my favorite movie adaptation. Okay, so speaking of, she just didn't want the relationship. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like, before they actually went back and showed those scenes, they definitely made it seem like she was just like, oh, I don't want this, we're not really working, instead of being like, he's abusing me, I'm getting abused. Like, they made it so much. Thanks. I try to be my most self, and my most self is oftentimes very animated. So, I appreciate that you like that. It's very like it's my thing. Okay, so the other book though I've read, it's not really spicy at all, but it's called Where the Crawdads Sing. Have you read that book by chance? Thank you. If you have read that book, did you watch the movie? Because that movie adaptation was actually good. I don't know if you're big into those types of books. It was like kind of a murder mystery-ish, but it had a little bit more depth to it. Like, it talked about the main character's name is Kaya. It's a woman. It's Where the Crawdads Sing. It's I'll be right back. I can grab it. Just give me 2 seconds. On my way. I'm camping. Okay, sorry. My legs are so tired. I've been sitting forever. Okay, so yeah, it's this beautiful thing. And it's like my favorite book. I love this book so much, and it's kind of funny that I do. Yeah, because like I talk a lot about spice and like smut books, which you probably know because you follow me on Instagram and we talk. But I do, like, this is my favorite, all-time favorite book. I have read it so many times. It's really good. I highly suggest it. There's like, and like, there's like no spice. There's only one scene where there's a couple like moments, but it's never super descriptive or like overly, you know, how it is in smut books where, or spice books where it's very like, you know, he touched her clit. Like that that doesn't happen. Um it's mostly like youth things. Anyway, the point of this book is okay, cool. You definitely should let me know. I don't know if you're into like it's like basically murder mystery, but with young romance, second chance romance. Um it's like based in the 1950s, 1960s. So there's definitely racism involved. Kaya is the main character. She grows up in a marsh and she is ends up living alone. She had a bad home life. She had siblings that left. I'm not trying not to spoil it too much, but she's just a very strong character and I love her so much. Like I felt like I could just relate to her at so many different times in her life. You know, yeah. I hope you like it. I don't know, you know, what your genres normally are. Um but it's in my opinion it's like really good, and the movie adaptation actually isn't bad either. It's not, they try to keep it as accurate as possible. They do take out a lot of like the background stuff, which you know what I mean when you read it. But it makes sense because like you read everything. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. I will keep that in mind. But like yeah, so like in the movie adaptation, they do take out a couple scenes in the book, but they don't take out anything that's like major plot points, which is great because a lot of people when they make movie adaptations take out like so many plot points. So yeah, the movie adaptation is really good. So I do suggest Where the Crawdads Sing. It's just a really good book. I love it. It's like my favorite book. I don't even know. It's just my favorite book. So yeah, that's what I got on that. I feel like I had more, but that's kind of what I got. So yeah. Good. Okay. I'm glad. I'm never sure like if I come off as happy and exciting. I hope I do, but I'm glad I'm making you excited about that book because I love that book. It's so good. It's genuinely my favorite. So I hope you enjoy it. I also have another one. I don't remember who the author is. It's called Burn Our Bodies Down. And that one's pretty good too. I've only read it once, but it's like psychological a little bit. And it's kind of weird. But yeah, you're gonna read it soon? Okay. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. Cause, you know, I think it's pretty good. I know it's not the tea for anything. Oh, well, and the other thing about this that I forgot to mention is the author. So this book, right, it's like a murder mystery. The author herself was actually like suspected of murdering somebody while on vacation, like real life murdering somebody. And I was like, how funny is that? Did she do it? So, you know, fun fact for you about that book. I'm always learning fun facts about things because I'm on the internet constantly. Yeah, like act like for real. I'm not even joking because I went to go look up the author to see what other books she had, and that was like the first thing that popped up. Like, what's her name? Delilah Owens. Did she kill this person? Like, I was like, okay, inspiration from somewhere. So, yeah. It was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't actually even remember if she was convicted or not. I just know that she was definitely suspected and like was going to trial. So yeah. And it was like indirectly murdering somebody. Like I don't even know. It was just so weird. I'm like, girl, just write your books. Don't act this out in real life. It's okay. Yeah. So that's literally perfect time to write a book. I mean, you got so much time, might as well write that book, right? Like, period. Okay, so we've been on live for about an hour, and motivation at peak. Period. I am going to go to bed now. because I'm tired and I have work tomorrow. So I do have to hop off, but I appreciate you so much for coming in and joining me while I painted and we talked books and shared book suggestions and all of that. So I'm going to hop off and I will probably talk to you tomorrow. Well, for me tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow for you already. But yeah, I just want to say bye and thank you so much for coming. Anytime. All right, cool. Then I will see you sometime next week on live, and I appreciate you for coming. And I'm going to actually end it now. So thank you so much. Have a great night. I don't remember how to end this actually. How do I do that? Thank you. What button do I have to press? I'm so like confused. Sorry, I'm actually having an issue. I don't know how to end this. Oh, that did something, but that's not what I'm doing. I don't even know. I'm like, why is my... Oh, there we go. All right, I'm leaving now. Bye, guys.